Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing Broken Symmetry. Now, I once explained this earlier on one of my Patreon videos that when I'm sort of scanning for puzzles, what I usually do is I end up opening like 5 or 10 highly rated puzzles at the same time, and then I systematically work my way through them. And you end up with, unfortunately, despite how many videos I actually record, we're at like 525. This is the 525th video, 25th video for this channel. You still end up not being able to feature all of the puzzles that you really wanted to play. This particular puzzle, Broken Symmetry, has been sitting in the backlog, let's call it, for probably 10 days. For one particular reason. Now, for those of you that suffer from OCD, I don't mean to make light of it, but I looked at this and I thought, yeah, I feel a bit triggered. I don't really want to play a puzzle where the symmetry is deliberately broken. That will probably irritate me. But, I mean, let me take a look at a quick refresher of the rating. 94% rating once again. As of the time of recording, it's time. I've got to sort of bite my tongue and go for it. Well, let's take a look at today's puzzle and rule sets. So we've got Broken Symmetry by Chris Napolitano, and you can see very much how Chris broke the symmetry in a few places. 1, 2, and then the rest is symmetrical. And obviously the ones, this particular one will break the symmetry, and you can't place a 9 on it. Anyhow. Rules-wise, we've got normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, every 3x3 box. Then we have the green lines are German whisper lines, wherein digits must differ by at least 5 when they're neighbors to one another. So if this cell here was a 2, this would have to be 7, 8, or 9, so that it is indeed 5 or more away. Obviously, its other neighbor would have to be 7, 8, or 9, so that this cell is indeed 5 or more away from whatever these two are. We don't have an example to show kind of the oscillation, except 3 cells is probably enough. High digits 6, 7, 8, 9, low digits 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back to high 6, 7, 8, 9. I deliberately listed all the digits because you'll note that I missed the number 5. Very deliberate. Digits on an arrow sum to the digit in the arrow circle. So if we have a 7 on here, well, whatever this is, let's say that's 1, the sum of these two on the arrow must go inside the circle, which would be an 8. So, that's all the rules we have for today. So if you're not too triggered to play Broken Symmetry, link will be in the description down below for you to do so. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. I'm actually not too sure how I should proceed. So, right, 1, 2, 3 cells. Even if I absolutely minimize these, which I can't actually. Wow, okay, right. These are going to be relatively low digits so that this cell can actually remain a single digit. Let's say, for example, 2 and 3. We know that this is at least 6 or higher. I'm not actually sure if the circles are part of the German whisper line, so I don't know why I'm so keen to try and get this. Anyhow, what I just noticed is I can't place another low digit here. So the fact that we alternate between lows and highs means that 2 of these cells, whichever one they are going to be low digits. And if I use 2 and 3 on here, well, the other one would be a 4, and then I would require a double 9 to be 5 or more away. So I can't place 2 or 3 in here, which means that can't be 6. This is 7, 8, or 9. Now, the fact that there is a 1 on here, I mean, I can technically do something like 5 and 3 to get this to a 9. And then, no, I can't do that either. You see, if I do 5 and 3, and a 9 in here, what are the 2 neighbors for the 3? 8 and 9 are gone. Well, 9 is gone. So that's not going to work. And could 2, 6 work with a 9? Yeah, that does. 7, 8. No, it doesn't. These will be the two cells that are, it couldn't be, so I mean, we need two high digits. And these are the only remaining two. And now I need to put in a 3 or a 4, both of which would break the 7 or 8. So it just looks like I can't put a 9 on here, which is okay. So we're down to 7 or 8. Now, what can we do? If it is 7, it'll be 2 and 4. If it is 8, I could do 2, 5, or I could do 3, 4. 8 with 3, 4 wouldn't work, because that would be back to the same problem of 8 and 9. So 3 just doesn't work. 2 does. These two cells have to be from 7, 8, or 9. This has to be a 3. Otherwise, I can't have a double 9 with a 4. And we end up with a 7, 8, 9 triple plus a 6 in here. And essentially the remaining 4 or 5. Okay. Couple of digits in 3 minutes that just don't seem to have any bearing on the rest of the puzzle. This is very strange. I mean, we can try the same kind of logic in here, because we've got this same 3 cell arrow, but I think we're going to have the same challenge. So for example, if this arrow doesn't have a 1, the minimum I can make it, or the maximum I can make it, is 2, 3, 4 with a 9. But then I've placed, actually that does work. I can do something like that. That totally works. Yeah, okay. So I can't even force a 1 on one of these 3 cells. Well, I'm going to assume, rightly or wrongly, because I can see that the green German whisper lines are going into the circles. So what I'm going to do is say that all of these cells must be high, because the 7, 8 is high. So all of these are high. All of these are low. Again, because the German whisper lines do seem to go under the circles, they're just not visible. And then all the way around. So it's a continuous single German whisper line. So that feels a lot more solvable now. With the 1 in here, that gives me a 2, 3 pair. I couldn't have placed, of course, a 4 in there with a double 9 next to it. This would have to be 8 or 9, so that they're both bigger than the 3. So that, one of them is bigger than the 3. This has to be a high digit, and it has to be 7, 8, or 9. Because this is a minimum of 2. We can do a double 1. We can do 1, 2, 3. Sorry, like a double 1 here. A 1, a 2, 3 with a 6, can we? I'm not sure we can. We have the same problem. Yeah, that's a 4. And then we have double 9s. So that doesn't work. So I think that can't be a 6 either. This is again 7, 8, 9. This is 7, 8, 9. This is going to be again 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9. Essentially because, hang on, this doesn't have to have 7, 8, 9. We'll come back to that in a second. Essentially because they have 2 neighbors, both of which can't be 1. It eliminates the 6. And we just proved that if this is 6, this would have to be 1, 2, 3. And then that would have to be a 4, so that it's the other high digit on this German whisper line in the corner. Interesting. I mean, you can use Fistemafel ring to eliminate the 6 here. So notice that we've been given this Fistemafel ring in here. And essentially, all the digits on the circle are going to be contained within these 4 quadrants that are covered with German whisper lines. None of which can contain a 6, because a 6, wherever I have it, would require a double 1 in the same box, which is not going to work. So whilst I know that this is not a 6, I'm not going to use the Fistemafel ring just yet. This cell is the same as that one, so that's 7, 8, 9. This cell, again, we know is, I don't really want to color them. No, I will skip it. But this is 7, 8, 9. We know that, and we know that these two have to be different because they're in the same box. Again, interesting. So the maximum these can be is a 3, because the biggest things that can surround them is 8 and 9. And that would be true for all of these, all of these. None of these could be a 4 because it would require a double 9. Okay. So now we kind of need to use the arrows a bit. So I haven't proved, actually showed that you can get away with 2, 3, 4 in here. So I haven't proven anything. Maybe column 7, where we've already placed a decent number of digits. So the remaining two, for example, are 4, 5, and 6 with a definite 6. Definite 6 here. We know 6 can't be on here with a double 1. Definite 6 there. Which, for the sake of argument, I'm going to include inside. No, it can't be inside the cell because we've got a 6. There you go. I can do that now. And then no 6 is in here. Can't be on there with a double 1. So that is the 6. Thing is, we also know that there are no 5s and no 4s. Interesting. So all of these corners will always include 4, 5, and 6. Plus one more digit that didn't make it into the quadrant. And specifically, it's a low digit. Because essentially there'll be 2 lows, 2 highs. Well, 2 highs plus the 6 plus the 7, 8, 9. That's 4 of them done. So we have 2 lows plus the 4 plus a 4th one that's in here plus 1 of 4, 5, 6. And they have to alternate. Let me explain that. We have 2 low digits in the middle. So I can't put, whichever one I do, let's say that this happens to be 4, 5. Well, this would be, let's say, I'm just making it up, 6, 3. And then the 4, 5, well, they're not on here. They would have to be in here. So they're going to be consistently alternating all the way around, is what I'm trying to say. Will they? No, they don't have to be. 4, 5 can break this. It does have to have a 6, but it doesn't have to have a 3. Interesting. If that's 6, doesn't even allow me to complete this cell with this arrow. I'm slowly running around in circles, getting to the point where I feel like I am going to have to use the Fistomephil ring. Right, let's think about this for a second. This is 4, 5. It's not, it's not 1. It's not 2 or 3. That's a minimum of 4, 5. That's a 9. That's not a 9. That's not a 9 either. Now, to get to 7 is not possible anymore. 1, 6 is not available. 2, 5 is not available. 3, 4 is not available. The only way that I could make this work is 2 and 6 to get to 8. Because 1, 7 is not available. 2, 6 is, and 3, 5 isn't. So that's an 8. In fact, the middle digit can't be a 7. Because, no, I could get away with 1 and 2. Ignore what I just said. That's not a 9. That's not an 8. These are not 2s, so this is a 1, 3 pair. So the 3 obviously will be next to the 9, the 1 will be next to the 7. If that's a 7 with the 3 cell arrow, I think I'm going to be in trouble. Because that would have to be the 1, that would be 1, 2, 4, that would be 3. No, I'm in good shape. I can make it work. 8, 9, 7, 1, yeah. So I can't eliminate any of them. Gonna have to give it a go though, because otherwise I'm back to the Fistmfell ring, which I don't know why I decided that I want to try and avoid it, but now that we've made that decision, I'm sticking to it. Let's think about this. So 7, frustratingly, we've proven can work as such. Yeah, that looks solid. What about 9? I mean, I know it's a bit strange to say that, but 9 would put a 3 in here. So let me think about options to get to 9. 1, 2, 6. 1, 3, 5, and 2, 3, 4. Now 1, 3, 5 is eliminated because I'd have to put the 1 and 3 in this cell because of Sudoku. So 1, 3, 5 is not really a credible option. 2, 3, 4 would require 2 and 4 in here. 1 there. No 9. With the 3 on the German whisper line, that would break the puzzle because these would need to be 8 and 9, and the 9 is not available. So 2, 3, 4, not a credible option. 1, 2, 6 with the 1 and 3 in here, that's always a 1, basically. And this is 2 or 6 in the case of a 9, which is impossible because of this 6. Kind of dance them around the entire puzzle. That's the only place for a 6. That can't be a 6. This is 2, 4. This is 7. This is 3. These are 8, 9. This is 5, 6. We'll come back to this 1, 2, 3 in a second, and we're done with 1, 2, 6. This is 5, 6. 5, 6 in here. That can't be 5, 6. That's the 5, 6. That has to be a 4, which gives me an 8, which gives me a 7, 7, which gives me a 9, of course, in here. This has to be an 8. How did I end up with a double 7 again? Because I can't count. 1, 2, 4, 8, 7. Oh dear. 7, 8, 8, 9, 9. Lovely. 5 and 6 would require 2 or 3. Both are available. That has to be a 9. This can't be a 3. This can be, however. So the only thing that I can guarantee in here is that there is a 4. That's it. But I can do better. I could do 5, 6 in here. I could definitely place a 4 in here. And like I said, the loose low digit is not necessarily consistent across the puzzle because I can swap what these are. That's an 8. That can't be a 3. That has to be a 2. This has to be a 3. That's a 1. That's a 3. Excellent. Any easy Sudoku I still have running? No, not sure I do. Right, with 6 and 8 gone from this box, replaced, this is 7, 9. The 7 would require 1 and 2 in here. The 2 is on this side. Let me just think this through. Is it solvable? The 2 is essentially one of these cells, and the 1 is essentially one of these two. I think it has to be as such. 7 and 9, and then 3 and 4. So the 1 placed it in one of these two digits, and the 2 placed it in one of these two cells. I still need them diagonally apart on the German whisper line so that, you know, they're oscillating between lows and highs. That was my only option. I think that works. And yeah, you can see that's a 3, 4, that's a 2, 4, so my prediction was correct. So that's done. This is done. Done. Let's see if we can actually figure out what's going on in here. So this has 7 and 8 again, because it's 9 and 6 that are gone, which means I need to have 1 and 2. And the 1 this time is a bit easier to place. That's the 1, that's the 2. This is 7, 8. This is once again 3, 4. That's not a 3. That's 1 or 2. That's 1 or 2. Can I do better? Is that any of them resolvable? No. So I'm guessing I'm relying on something else to actually help me bring it together. What am I relying on? I mean, it's a fascinating puzzle so far. 1 would require a 6, which is possible. 2 would require a 5, which is possible to get to 7. So it looks like we are going to be relying on Sudoku. Essentially, I have another 7, 8, 9. It's really another 7, 8 plus a 5. 5, 7, 8. And presumably I have another 7, 8 again plus a 4. I can't place it either. What about this end? What's going on here? So I've done all the arrows, haven't I? I haven't resolved these two. Yeah, I can now. 6, 2, 5, 6. Does that give me anything else? No, it doesn't. What about these two arrows? 4 and 5. Yeah, I can. 3 gives me 4, gives me 3, gives me 5, gives me 4, gives me 6, gives me 5. So it's really only the... Hang on, no. I was going to say it's only really the high digits that are not resolved. This side isn't. We'll come back to that in a second. Let's just double check what the Sudoku tells us. It tells us that's 1. Tells us that would have to be from 7 or 8, and it's not an 8. That's a 7. That's a 9. 9, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 8, 7. Fantastic. That means this is 5 and 8. That's not an 8. That's a 5. That's an 8. 4 and 7 pair not resolved. That's fine. We need 6 and 8, I'm going to say. That's not an 8. That's 8. That's 6. These arrows have been like fundamental in this solve, really. That can't be a 7. That's the only place for a 7. We need 4 and 5. That's the 5. That's the 4. Round and round we go. We need a 3. Not a good choice. So 1, 2, forget 3. 8 is done. 9. That's 9. We have another 5, 6, and a 3. Not resolved. This is 3, 5. This is 3, 6. Then we have 4. Okay, that's just not playing ball, so to speak. We need 2, 3. We need 4, 5, 6, and 7. 4, 5, 6, and 7. Not really. How about we just do some easier ones for now? That's not 3. That is 3. That will give me my... I don't need a 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. There was never a 3. That 3 does give me 5, 6, 3, and 5. So I need a 6 between these two cells. I need 4, 6, 7. That's 4 or 7. That's just 4. That's 7. Now I need 4 and 6. Not sure I can resolve them yet. Probably will in a second. That's a 2. That's a 7, which is helpful. 4, 7, 6, 4. And for the finish, 5. And if I've not made any mistakes, 6. Absolutely worthy of the rating. It's a fantastic puzzle, Chris. Absolutely fantastic puzzle. I kind of, to be fair, played it hand tied behind my back by not using something that is very obviously given to us with these references. But it's still immensely enjoyable to try and solve it without it, actually. Hope that you guys enjoyed the puzzle in video. I really enjoyed this one. See you back for the next one. Bye-bye for now.